Sometimes, in Mythia, dreams can become something more than pictures painted by the mind. They can expand into dimensions all their own, worlds created entirely by the power of thought. Of course, they are fragile and weak, newborn worlds with barely enough structure to sustain themselves, and they break apart just as the slumber ends. But what if one could sleep for centuries, even eons? Could that world grow enough to be seen or felt by those who were awake? Rasset Zim had dreamed longer than most creatures had lived. The prison's fate had given him good dreams, and to Rasset, good dreams were awful creations. A world of collected dreams had manifested into a cloud of chaos that he controlled. A lucid experience where he was all-powerful and all worshipped him as slaves. He had long ago realized where his physical body was and that he was still trapped despite all his mighty powers. So this powerful jinn existed in two worlds. He was both omnipotent and helpless at the same time. He despised this contradiction and could not sate his anger at it on his slaves in his dreams. No matter how many figments he tortured or crushed, it would never feel as real as he wished it to. From the moment he had been born, he had sought domination over all. A simple goal, he thought, for he alone possessed the most powerful gift of all. He could reshape reality to his will with a snap of his fingers. The only catch was that this power had to accumulate within him, and this took time, and he was impatient. Had he known that the godmothers possessed a similar power, he would have remained unknown and hidden until he could destroy them with one snap. But he hadn't known about them, and almost immediately used his stored power whenever he had any. Even with no reserves, when he had discovered the godmothers and fought against them, they had barely been able to stop him. Only one godmother, a fairy named Juniper, had been able to beat him with a grand spell that rocked the foundations of the world, and had crippled herself in the process. But they could not figure out how to kill him, and Rasset was sure that nothing could. So they had locked him away forever. But time is very long, and in the grand scheme of everything, something always changes. Now, it had finally happened. The prison was losing power. Dream Rasset could feel the change, and he was beginning to wake up. The jinn began to exert his might through the wards of his prison cell for the first time since he had been put there. He felt into the real world, and he was furious. He felt a large group of heroes, including Juniper, who were inside the prison itself. No doubt they were here to ruin everything and keep him locked away. Who knew how long it would take to get another chance at escape? So Rasset used as much might as he could muster, which was a very small fraction of his true power, built up over eons inside the Ilium, to exert some small token of his power into the world. It offered a chance at stalling these heroes just long enough so that he could get out. And then nothing, not even Juniper, could stop him.
Awesome.
Welcome back, noble heroes. We return once again to Mythia, where our characters find themselves in the entrance of the Ilium, where they have passed through the first block of cells, encountered the automatic defenses of the system itself, of fate, defeated them, and moved upwards towards the control room. Unfortunately, unknowns to the group, the elder named Zithrid the Fate Weaver has already beat them to the prison and has now decided to sabotage it in order to hopefully have the heroes die in the effort to contain what lies within. He has broken the control room, and even as they head towards it, they have no idea the terrifying fate that awaits them. So we begin with the characters. Ensconced in a prison of stone and metal, you travel through fairly neat cell rows with broken machinery parts around you from the large spherical guardians that you destroyed. You also can see within the bars of these cages the immortal draconic monks under Alom the Blue, a monk dragonborn of some might from an ancient era, who caused such a great turmoil in the world that he was placed here due to his immortality. Yuffie, your hand grasps at the possibility of several immortals within this area. Isaac, Prongor is at your side. The two of you hurry along within the group of two exceptionally...
Hold on.
What'd you say?
Pause there. Prongor decided to stay behind in Selenox before we went to the Ilium.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me remove him. Yep. And Walks is here, though? Is that right?
Oh God, is Walks here? I hope he's not here. Is he here?
I think he is here.
I can't remember.
I'll
I'm
let his
sure I would
mother
have written that
make
down.
decision.
Doesn't sound like something I would want to happen, but I don't remember. This is definitely not the right location. I swear there's something really wrong with my dates going on here.
While you check that out, I'm going to get a phone for combat viewing.
No, this is not right. I'm missing pages.
Uh-oh.
I was right. These dates are really old, and I was like, no, that's impossible.
Yeah, these notes are from early last year.
Where the hell are my notes?
Well, wherever they are. I'm sure we'll find them, but
Well,
never
I
know.
kind of need them.
I remember Walks coming.
Okay, that's fine. I just don't know where my notes are. Hang on. These are... Ah! God damn your stupid other players.
They didn't do any of that.
No,
touch
this
this.
wouldn't be a thing if they weren't here.
Stop bitching that I can't leave everything up. Oh my gosh.
No, all my character sheets up here. I knew there was this was important. These things are very important to playing. I knew something was missing. Okay. I was like, there's something very wrong here. Namely, that all my stuff is missing. Okay.
Are you able to quickly find the information?
Yeah. Psychic, slam, cranium rats.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the cranium rats. That's right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Swarms of cranium rats also attack the group.
I think we killed them all though.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did. I just forgotten about those. Okay, here's the important part. Isaac's brother comes to our camp. I forgot about that. Vampires, definitely vampires.
I remember that one.
Yuffie is chatting Jonia, Isaac with his brother, catching up. Michael's surprised Prongor isn't there. Very important. You tell him Prongor's doing errands. June talks to Red about his feelings. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's important. I don't see anything that says he's not, so...
Okay. So, Walks trundles adjacent to Juniper. He is happy to be along for the ride. He is the least fearful of all the entire group.
My notes.
All right. As you guys walk through the rows of cells, you see out the other side of this cell block, there is an exit into what appears to be a circular stairwell. Juniper, you know that through that direction, there is the way to the control room.
Okay.
Do you point the group in that direction?
She would.
The party heads directly there. Isaac, any? Are you good to go?
Yeah, has Euphemia told anyone about her need for immortal souls?
Yes.
When that happened and death came to her, when she woke, she did tell the party immediately.
Okay. And so we entered this room, we defeated the spherical guardians, we killed the cranium rats. And so now we're just passing through the room of the monks, right?
Correct. The monks are currently in their cells. If you open the doors to the cells, according to all the knowledge you currently possess, the monks should awaken.
Oh, are they like in a meditative state right now?
The prison puts them to sleep and makes them
Gotcha.
they basically dream nice dreams while they're there, and then they can't wake up while the doors are shut.
Okay. I think the only thing Isaac would do is if we walk past one, he wants to kneel down and examine one of the spheres, if it's still there.
Okay.
Is it-
As you walk up and kneel down, okay. Almost immediately, Red is going to turn towards you. Hey, Isaac, what are you doing? Come on, we gotta go.
Okay, Isaac, he hesitates, and then he'll stand back up and kind of walk faster to catch up.
Question.
Yeah.
Are any of the monks who are in a meditative, like sleeping state, are any of them close to the actual bars?
They're all pretty precisely situated in the very centers of their cells. They're mostly like legs akimbo on the floor.
I was like, I'll just steal their mortality and cut their throats. It's fine. It's a very hero-like thing to do.
You definitely would not be able to reach them with your arm from
Gotcha.
the wall.
Okay.
What about with her mage hand?
I can't take an intangible with it.
Damn.
I know.
Worth a try.
It's a good idea.
Isaac, give me a disadvantaged investigation check at your glance over the parts.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to get my dice out. Ooh,
Sorry, I'll get those out of your way in a second.
No, it's
not
okay.
good.
Okay. What was it?
4.
Oh god, that's not,
All
that's
right.
really not good.
You're looking at parts that don't logically make any sense to you, just looking at the pile of them. Like, these aren't things that should go in a machine. These are like art. Like you're looking at like a shattered stained glass window, basically.
Okay. So it doesn't even look like anything that would belong to a guardian. It's just something totally...
You don't think anybody
out there.
forged this. You think this was made by fate itself. Like, the construct is beyond reckoning of mortal minds.
Yeah, okay.
It's almost
So
like it was
after-
grown.
Yeah. After Isaac stands up, he'll catch up with the group, and he'll lean over to Euphemia and say, do you want to try and take care of any of these guys for,
She says, I'd love to, but I think we have a more urgent matter to attend to right now.
June, you're right next to the two of them. You do overhear it.
Oh, okay.
Isaac will kind of like stand up and listen, and he tries to hear if there's anything incoming, like something coming towards them in the facility, or any like other defensive measures waking up or anything like that, or is it just silent in here?
There is a mild, distant hum in the very stones themselves of the structure, and it seems to be something to do with the ability for the prison to hover.
Oh.
June is going to turn to both of you and say, I think that it would probably be wise to take care of whatever is causing problems now, and then take care of that afterwards.
She inclines her head. She looks reluctant, but she gets it.
I feel like if something goes wrong here, on a larger scale, this is going to become irrelevant.
Harper, is...
Go blow my nose.
Watch your notebook that's on the ground. You're stepping all over it. Harper is going to move like he's on like SEAL Team 6. He like has his sword sort of up by his shoulder. He sort of peeks around the edge of the stairwell and like gives like a couple of hand signals to you guys that it's all clear. And then he's going to like round quickly. And he moves up with just ready at a moment's notice to like duck down as some, imaginary blade comes at his head, basically. Faylene moves stealthily. She looks like she's sneaking, like a warrior type character might, move quietly. Opt has his bow, and he's moving much slower than the rest of them and sort of taking up a rear. Red looks like he's trying to remember to move quietly. Like he's like first he's sort of running like casually after the others. He looks much more like da 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 da, but then he's like, oh shit, that's right. And then he kind of gets down and sort of is like bent knees and moves forward. The biggest noise is probably coming from the tap 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 of Walks's feet, which are clacking on the stone. And his feet are sort of like pedaling a little bit as he walks behind you guys. Occasionally you'll hear a little toot as he jolts to catch up with your larger frames. Are any of you moving stealthily? Besides Phalor.
Yuffie is. I mean, you'll notice her steps really don't make a sound at all, so it's a little disconcerting walking next to her.
You feel like you're not even wearing boots at the moment, with these new magical kicks from Faylene. June.
I'm debating whether or not it's even feasible if I bother. She's not... Well... Yeah... She's going to make an attempt, although she doesn't have high hopes for herself.
Okay. While you guys move sort of like swiftly and silently, Juniper looks like she's kind of tiptoeing through like an attic.
She is wearing like basically silken slippers, so...
Isaac, you cringe as the moment that this like specifically durable stone of the prison
Although
floor...
I did amazingly.
Okay, then...
Like, suddenly, those silk slippers are like her boots.
You guys look down and notice that Juniper isn't quite actually touching the ground as she moves along.
Oh, you're cheating. Okay, I see.
Isaac, you cringe
Not really,
as
yeah, like, it takes some skill to cheat that well, though.
the stone of the prison suddenly ends into some like semi-marble stairs, and your hooves just clack against them as you move upwards.
Oh, no.
It's not me this time.
I was about to give you a really cool description of how Isaac was sneaking, but now that's out the way.
All right, well, if it's cool enough, let's hear it.
So what we need to do is give you nice little fur booties.
Couldn't Phalor just carry him?
Oh,
Bridal style, just carry him around?
His necrotic, flesh-searing hands.
That's fine.
All right. I mean, you put some rubber gloves on him,
Yeah.
insulating the effect.
What were you going to say?
So, when Isaac is ignoring the sound when he's trying to sneak, his kind of roiling, shadowy cloak he has now causes him to kind of like melt into the darkness. And so all you can really see is like his pale face and horns. But then his steps kind of ruin that, so never mind.
All right, and as you do that, Isaac, you are going to feel suddenly Shadow's head goes between your legs and sort of wrenches you up onto her back, as you find yourself much more one with the shadows than you might have thought prior.
You're one with that shadow, at least.
Because I was about to have to cast like Zone of Silence on myself.
Does
might
that
help the whole
move?
party, actually. I think you can place it on a person and it follows them. Maybe not. Let me double check.
The
Cool if it did.
group of you move into a stairwell that is too narrow for the entirety of your cluster. The stairwell that is in the center, right there. Nope,
No.
that
Oh,
one.
got it. The wheel.
Yep, the wheel. As you move up,
Go forth, Harper.
so I only need to know in what line you are traveling, please.
Probably letting Faylene and Harper.
We're using a different mini for Harper today. Please pick one out. I need to repair his hand before it comes off.
That would work.
That'll do.
Okay.
Guest appearance.
So go ahead and put them in a line, headed up the stairs, please.
Which one's Faylene again? That's
one.
Faylene. Okay.
So Harper's definitely first.
Okay.
I thought Faylene would probably be next, but maybe not.
Sure.
See her there. We'll put her next to Harper. And then
I'll go pretty early.
I would like to be in the middle
That's very smart.
with my little guy. He gets to stay
You
next
guys need
to
to
me.
be in the protected area. Isaac, where would you
Who's
be in the
this?
line?
Is this Phalor?
That's Phalor.
I'm now wherever Shadow is.
Oh, fair enough.
Shadow can come up the rear.
Okay.
It's pretty big, so if she goes in front, you can't see past her.
You got the rear guard.
Alrighty. We'll put Hero next to me. He can go slightly
Probably a
behind.
good spot because now I can I'm elevated. I can see and heal any of you guys from here.
Red can go here.
That's a good point.
Phalor goes with you. Alright. Technically he's in the back.
All right. The group of you head into the stairs and quickly ascend them. It's 2 spirals up. And when you reach the top, there is a visible, narrow, maybe one body could fit through it at a time, hatch in the ceiling. Juniper, you know that the control room is through that hatch. This is a well and easily defended area for the most part.
Okay, I will tell that to the group.
All right.
She says, if anything is going to attack us, they'll attack us as we're going through the hatch. And they probably will be able to hold us off unless we can take them out quickly.
All right. Harper is going to go toward. He's going to kind of put his hand towards Red and say, "Mirror." Red's going to hand him up a small hand mirror from his pouch that he is going to take and sort of hold up, and then take his sword, and he ties it on to the end of his sword, and then pokes the hatch upwards, and then looks in the mirror to see if there's anybody up there. He goes, and he kind of shuts it. Looks messed up. He says, "Stuff is broken."
Do you see any people? Or beings?
No, but there's some kind of slime, he says.
Slime?
Could that be part of the control stuff?
He's gonna give a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and as he does, he's going to basically almost leap up the ladder into the area very swiftly, skipping maybe 3 or 4 rungs of the ladder, and he sort of rams his way into the upper hatch. So he is in that room at the very end now. Come up through that hexagon on the floor. Yep. And he moves into the room. And then he's going to sort of look around for a moment before saying at most maybe 5 can fit in here.
She kind of worms her way through. Let me through.
All right.
You think this way.
Okay, Juniper, go ahead and move yourself into the room. Who else goes?
I'll let you take me over there. I would assume Isaac would want to come personally.
Does Phalor count as a full person, considering his...
He's just
stature?
talking about space-wise, so yes, he does.
Okay. So we have 3 people so far, right?
2?
Just 2.
Shadow would count
thought
as
it-
3 people for the purposes of this.
Yes, which is why I was like, I guess maybe Isaac would probably, because he's all technical and stuff.
It seems appropriate.
Okay. Isaac doesn't come up, but Phalor starts climbing the ladder, and he's going to see things through Phalor.
Okay.
Okay, Phalor comes up.
Move so he doesn't touch her.
Phalor has gloves on when he's not fighting, just so you know.
So the rubber
That's
gloves
not-
do exist. I'm picturing
Yes.
them as dish gloves.
So he can bridal carry if needed.
All right, is that it? Anybody else go up?
I mean, Yuffie's curious. She'll go up.
Okay.
Does she count as half a person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Hero when I come
I
out?
was gonna say
It's up
she'll
to him.
turn and look
Hero
at her.
has no capability to aid, honestly. He doesn't think he'd know anything about this.
Okay.
Well, you probably wouldn't either. I don't know who else in the group would, though.
Hero looks like an actor trying to portray a character who is like, part of an elite squad. So he's like whipping around and like holding his staff out, trying to like he's like looking at bricks on the ceiling and stuff.
Currently,
He doesn't know where to look really. He's just looking at everything.
100% picturing the Christmas special of, what's it called?
Guardians?
Yeah.
I don't know which part you're talking about.
How, never mind, it's not important.
Okay.
Euphemia will clasp Hero. Great job being a lookout. She gestures up.
All right. As you do that, he's like, whoa! And then he's like, yeah, got it. He says, and he's going to like stare harshly at the entrance to the stairwell. And Faylene will go up.
Before she went up, she does gesture to Walks to go to Isaac and Shadow and stay with him.
Okay. Walks goes to Isaac, and Faylene is the last person to go up. All right. As you all gather, Harper has gone over to the slime, which is that red blotch, and he is looking at it, and he seems to be very grim as he bends down slowly to kind of like he's going to take some semi-useless item out of his bag at the moment and sort of like poke at it.
I'm going to look and see if there are any operating panels to see the status of this place.
You and...
I've never gotten to be up here, right?
Correct.
Yeah, definitely gonna
you guys
take the
tilt-
time to investigate.
Can you all tilt the camera so I can see the board?
Yeah.
Oh,
All you,
I got it.
Dana.
Thank you.
A little far away from us.
yes.
You
Tell
go.
me when.
Could use mage hand. It's fine.
Perfect. Thank you.
Right. Phalor. Through Phalor, what does Isaac choose to do in the room?
So now that Phalor is up there, can you tell me what the room is, like what is actually in here?
The room is a hexagonal shaped room. There is a window in this room that looks out over a rather breathtaking but fogged up view of what looks like extremely thick glass. But you're assuming it's not normal glass by the look at it. And you can see the landscape outside the Ilium sort of spread out for miles and miles in every direction. It looks like you are over the Diamond Straits. You can see a sort of sparkling white tundra-like landscape with occasional little villages far down below you. And you even see like what looks to be some kind of major hunting party down below. There are panels, not dissimilar to the type of panel that you saw in the Guardian Cave, but these look less high-tech. They look like sort of clockworky levers and dials. There aren't any screens or anything like that. But as Phalor doesn't seem to activate anything up here, but if people with like body heat get near them, they kind of turn on.
Is the slime actually orange?
It is a sort of violet color. Those of you who choose to look at the panels, does Isaac choose to be one of those people?
Yeah, he is, and Isaac's now wondering if they would activate in his presence, considering he doesn't give off any body heat, or if it would be the same as Phalor looking at them.
Euphemia, what do you choose to do?
She's gonna hop over to where Harper is and inquire about what he knows about this slime.
Okay. Juniper, Phalor is going to follow you along with Faylene. And the three of you move over towards this side of the room near me to check out the panels. You notice that one particular lever seems to have been pulled by a very mighty hand and busted. And there's a little bit of sparkage coming out of the end of the lever, and it's been dropped on the floor.
That doesn't look good.
As you move up quickly towards the areas, Juniper, what is your investigation?
I thought that was you for a second. I was like, what are you doing?
It is not me.
Sorry.
Daniel, can you tell me if there's any writing in the room anywhere?
There is not any writing.
Okay. Upon seeing the broken control panel, Isaac's going to go ahead and swap places with Phalor.
Okay.
And when he gets up there...
Hang on. As you begin to leave
Okay,
the area, you are interrupted by walks. Just give me a sec. I got to do these in a specific order.
Sure.
So, Euphemia, you move over to Harper, and he's kneeled, so you're still a little shorter than he is. As you kind of like get over towards him, you sort of near him, and you suddenly see how very intense he looks. Do you do anything? Do you let him know your presence? Because he doesn't seem
She
to have
does.
noticed. How do you do so?
Well, she wanted to touch his shoulder, but she thought that'd be a bad idea.
Good call, man.
So she gives a little bit of distance and says softly, Harper.
Oh, wrong person.
Harper.
He ignores you the first time, it seems. And then he's going to snap over towards you. And you see... He almost looks like a different man. There is a kind of boring hatred in his face as he looks over at you. And he looks as there is a small dollop of the fluid that's going to drip off the end of like the pencil that he had stuck into it. And he goes, he's going to look up suddenly and say, "What happened to it?"
What?
He looks over towards Juniper's back when he says that. Downstairs, Walk Snow Roads is going to look at Isaac as you kind of get off, you dismount Shadow to head up and take Phalor's place. As you get off, Walks is going to like peck and pull on your pants. And he goes, "Daddy, Daddy."
Isaac kneels. Walks. What is it?
He says, "Daddy, you hear that?"
Do I?
No, you don't hear anything.
Walks. What are you hearing?
"Daddy, I hear messenger."
You recognize which one?
"No, I don't know how to do that, Daddy, but he move up very fast. He come here."
Okay. Time pauses for a second as Isaac's mind goes through the prisoners he knows of. So give me 1 second because I have them written down.
Time pauses for a second. I see.
In that moment,
I got a 19, by the way.
Juniper, you look and your face begins to grow increasingly discomforted as you begin to map out roughly an idea of what all this does. Okay, this is a power meter. It looks like it should be full, but it's going down. This button is very prominent in the room, and it's very red. You're guessing that this button is not supposed to be pushed.
I'm also guessing it has been.
That appears to be what all the readings are telling you.
Is there a way to reset this?
The lever that's shattered.
Is there a way to fix the lever? Would mending
Yes.
work?
You look down and grab onto the lever.
Oh, Jesus. Neighbors, don't scare us.
You look down and grasp onto the lever, and as you put it on and mend, it doesn't reattach. You're guessing that the ilium pieces don't go back together through simple means like this.
Can we make Isaac take over it
Yes, that's why
and
I'm
turn
trying to
it?
get up there.
As
Yes, I know. I'm asking in my brain whether or not this would work. Or do I think it would?
Faylene is going to have moved over, and she's kind of looking, and she has like furrowed eyebrows at another panel, and she goes, Juniper, what are these lines? And why are they changing color? And as you look
Do I have
over,
a feeling that gates are opening?
you see what appears to be a simple, sort of rudimentary depiction of levels of the ilium, and the power seems to be failing as on the upper floors starting now. Your mind immediately calculates a time frame. A realization strikes you that somebody has turned the power off, and there is no way to turn it back on. You realize, rather suddenly, rather abruptly, and rather terrifying, that everybody in the prison is going to wake up. And that the upper 3 floors that consume maybe a tenth of the power of the system are going to wake up almost immediately. And the base floor that consumes about 90% of the power is going to wake up much more slowly. Specifically, Juniper, you have 35 rounds exactly, starting right now, to get to the lower level. You look over and Phalor has picked up what appears to be some kind of emergency key that you remember somebody using when they put Rasset Zim in his prison down below. They stuck the key manually into a lock and sealed the door with it. With the key currently in Phalor's hand, you can manually relock the prison and turn on an emergency power battery in the lowest level floor.
If it were possible for the blood to have drained out of her face and her to go stark white, it would have happened. But since she does not actually have that capability, she looks like she got whapped by a board, and she looks frantic. At this moment, I'm assuming this is when Harper says that. What did he say again?
Okay, Daniel,
Yeah.
with that bomb dropped, can we pause for like 60 seconds really quick?
Yep.
Okay, I will be right back.
Okay.
What did he say, though?
He said, "What's wrong?"
I think he said something else. But okay, sure.
What is it? I think is what he said. Let me,
Okay, see, that actually indicated something different to me. So I'm glad you said what's wrong. Because I was thinking he was asking something very different. I really need to finish that map.
Abra is sitting in a beam of sunlight coming in from the door.
Not surprised.
It's ridiculously cute.
He likes it because it's warm and cozy there. I occasionally just put a pillow where it is and just slowly move it with the sunbeam.
Nice.
He likes that.
That's really cute. So we have to get to the basement in 35 rounds or less.
Uh-huh. And we have to massacre everything in between. Or
Sneak past it.
or sneak past it, or I don't know. So I'm guessing that Shadow can't just yank us through the Shadow Realm down there, correct?
So the Shadow Realm is cut off from inside the prison.
I had a feeling. Okay.
What about intangible objects? I don't mean like things I steal necessarily, but if it doesn't have a body or physical form, can it go through walls there, or is that limited by the fate of the prison?
Sorry, repeat.
Something doesn't have a physical form. Spirit, not a physical form. Can it descend like through floors and walls, or is it limited still by the power of the prison?
So the ilium, not everything in the ilium is made of adamantine, but most of it is.
Okay.
Adamantine, but those would prevent like physical entry, obviously. I don't know why I stated that. It's the power running through the system that's going to cause the issues to intangible creatures.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So it would be like a wall of electricity rather than a wall of stone.
Would electricity damage intangible creatures?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh,
What is it?
there is a Weeble attached now.
A Weeble.
Okay,
Oh,
you guys
we-
there?
You ready to go, Julian?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right. Sarah went to take a pill or something, so she'll be back in a moment. However, we can continue. Sarah can likely hear me from where we are. Walks is staring at Isaac, just saying that there is a messenger apparently on the way. And you are suddenly going to hear
Doorbell.
from somewhere deep in the prison. Walks is going to open his eyes really wide and then seems to suddenly get punted very fast into a wall where he sort of bops off of the like a corner of the ceiling
Is it the Thunder Demon?
and is going to fall into the onto the ground with a sort of plop. As a red blur is going to jolt through the entirety of the party and enter the upper hatch.
Shit.
It is, isn't it? God damn it.
He's immortal.
Take it.
Woo! Oh, he ugly.
Let me see this.
So when Walk said
Go
that,
for it,
I
murder.
looked at my list, and I was like, okay, that could only be the Thunder Demon. So I'd imagine he said that, Isaac is like, oh shit, and then he shows up immediately after.
So, upstairs, as Harper turns and says that, his eyes are slowly going to like tick side by side as he suddenly sees a red blur enter the room. And you guys are suddenly going to see a rather terrifying looking horned creature that looks basically just straight monstrous appear within the room. This is the Thunder Demon. It is looks like a type of devil with red, sort of rust-colored skin, horns with what seem to be glowing runic symbols upon them. Out of its chest seem to burst like two small mantis-style arms, like an insect. And it moves seemingly a little bit like a messenger. And that it just sort of like appears, and then it's going to like kind of shake its hand. And as it does, you're going to see like electricity course from its right horn down its arm, and it's going to throw a lightning bolt into the room that will reflect off the walls. So it is going to cast lightning bolt, but it doesn't cast it like a spell.
So it can't be countered, is what you're trying to say.
That's correct.
What he really means is no, June, no.
That's exactly what he means. Nope. We're helpless before its wrath.
That's all I hear. It's like, no, bad June, no counters for you.
Okay.
If only.
Oh well, c'est la vie.
Okay. So, June, You're the only one that's not going to get hit when it throws this. Because it's going to throw and it's going to reflect off the wall there. Oh no, it actually would get absorbed into the panel, wouldn't it? So it's going to throw it directly at Harper and Euphemia.
Goody.
You guys need to make a DC 15 dex save, please.
That's 1. Thank God I can reroll this.
That is good. Harper does fail.
It's a 3 now. Even better. Goody.
Both of you take
Hold on.
32 lightning damage.
Ouchie poodles.
You said it's Dex?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter with.
Don't you have evasion to get advantage?
Doesn't Harper give something?
Does it give me advantage?
Yeah.
I thought Yuffie wasn't up there.
No, she is.
Okay.
When you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a Dex saving throw to take only half
Oh,
damage.
that's right. You take half damage.
Yeah, so I can use Uncanny Dodge to have the damage. But
So you already have half damage. You could half it again if you want
yes.
with Uncanny Dodge. You want to do that?
Yes,
Okay.
she would like
You
to.
double half. So what did I say? 32?
Yep.
So 16, 8. 8 points of lightning. And Harper takes 32. The entire party is immediately going to feel the effects of a tempest. You guys are in battle with fated creatures. The tempest for this combat is as follows. You all suddenly glows of light like magic begin to surround all of your weapons. All characters critically hit on a roll of 18, 19, or 20. Critical hits deal maximum dice damage.
Okay.
Plus, you roll an additional dice worth of damage on top of that.
Hang on, what is this?
This is the Tempest.
Okay, something for Yuffie, yes?
No, all of you.
Oh, hang on, say this
Every
again.
character in the part. Every character in this fight.
Okay, sorry, please say that again. I was reading something.
All characters critically hit on a roll of 18, 19, or 20.
Okay.
All critical hits do maximum normal damage plus one additional roll.
One more dice, you said?
So if you do Harper's sword damage, so 1d8 plus 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a straight 18 plus another d8 plus 10.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Daniel, what was the saving throw for that thunderbolt?
15.
Okay, Phalor makes it.
Okay, you didn't have to roll.
Oh, good. Okay.
The only other rule is characters cannot be outright killed by massive damage in this scenario.
Okay.
I like this roll.
All right. As the Thunder Demon moves into the room, cast the lightning bolt. Juniper, you are allowed to make an opportunity attack against him.
Are there rules on the opportunity attack?
It has to be a melee attack
Okay.
with a weapon.
Okay. Well, this will be funny. I'll whack him with my staff.
Cool.
Trip him.
Actually, can she trip him? Think about how fast he's going. If he gets tripped, that'd be
cannot
hilarious.
trip him.
Slam into the wall really hard.
You don't have a trip ability.
All right, hang on. I don't even know what I can do as an attack.
I don't know if you have any weapons.
What
I have a
about
staff.
Oh, you have a staff?
Yeah.
What's your strength, or what's your dex mod? No, strength mod.
That's hilarious. -2.
What's your proficiency bonus? +4? So you
I don't-
have a +2 bonus to hit.
I was like, I don't know. I never wrote it down because I never expected to hit anybody.
Is that your staff, like your magical staff that you have?
Yeah, I mean, it's my Wishmaster
You have a
staff. I
+2
mean,
to
it's still
hit.
a staff.
Sarah, roll.
Okay.
Didn't she have like? Wasn't there a piece of the paneling that she had in her hand? You could hit him with that, couldn't you? Technically.
Okay.
No, my staff. will
You
be
take a
good.
wild swing as you see a blur of movement, and the Thunder Demon is going to move like many, many feet away from the whole group and be gone.
What if I had a magical melee attack? Would that count?
You have a magical melee attack?
Yeah.
What?
It's a cantrip.
No. You can't make a cantrip as an opportunity attack. That's a special feat.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a fun feat. I should take that sometime.
Remove the thunder demon from the map.
Oh, he was leaving?
Yeah, he ran away.
Oh.
He came in, shot you with a lightning bolt, and then ran like 200 feet that way.
Where?
What a dick.
He went back down the steps.
Oh.
Oh no. I'd rather he be up there.
Actually, I'm fine with it. We need to go. She doesn't have time to fight him. She goes, we need to get to the very bottom right now.
Do you take the key or do you leave it with Faye?
Oh, hell yeah, she takes the key.
Okay.
She's gonna yoink it from his hand and say, we need to go.
As you say that, there is a flood of energy that seems to burst up the stairs all the way from the basement. It is going to saturate everything around you. Juniper, you recognize it as the power of Rasitzeem.
Yes, you see a look of pure horror on her face.
You know what that is?
Like, absolute, like, paralyzing horror. And, like almost, not quite despair, but like, oh, fuck.
In the blink of an eye, you are going to hear a message transferred into the mind of likely every creature in the Ilium. My name is Rasitzeem.
Can I run while he's talking?
So this is pretty much instant.
Okay.
I, like you, am a prisoner here. But unlike you, I have the power to change this world. I will help you, all of you, to save yourselves, to gift yourselves greater power than you've ever known. Your weapons, your tools of mayhem will suddenly appear within your arms. Stop these meddling heroes at the top of the tower. Keep them from the basement for as long as you can, and I swear to you, when I am free, a part of Mythia will stand under your rule.
And now you guys know why I need to get to the basement right now. But she doesn't say that. You just know.
As the color seems to change, the whole area seems to go neon orange. And you hear something like a horrifying, otherworldly scream come from downstairs as the power levels just drop. Round 1. You guys get to choose who goes.
Yeah. June is cursing like you wish you could. Like millions of years of cursing forms an art. And it's just nonstop streaming from her mouth as she turns and looks like she just wants to blast her way to the bottom.
We don't have time to fight everything in between.
No, we don't.
Do we need to split up?
I think that would be dangerous.
Harper is moving forward. He has a very un-Harper-like panic on his face as he basically like tries to go to slide down the
She's
ladder.
already dropped. She just turned into a fairy and went straight down.
Would you like to go first then?
Yes.
And move Juniper.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and move. No, you're in squares movement, so please move your distance, your speed.
Okay.
Are all the characters in the control room going to use their movement to leave the control room?
If there's nothing else we can do there, yeah.
Okay. Then all of you go ahead and move your speed back down the swirl of steps, starting up here and moving block by block till you reach here.
All right, I would like to double move.
Okay. You can go ahead and dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
60.
Okay. Faylene, she has a movement of 35. She'll get 2 more squares ahead of Juniper.
She's right there. You just want
Slide on over.
Okie dokie.
Yuki's gonna dash.
Okay.
Starting here, you said?
Yes.
Alright, so 25, so 50. And each of these are 5?
Yeah. And don't forget, you had to move 2 squares to get out of the control room.
Oh. Okay, well then she'll stop here.
Okay. Harper can move 30 So
me.
yeah.
He's right here.
And Phalor, what's Phalor's movement speed? 40?
30.
30. Okay.
So he's
He-
hugging between us right here.
He can move back, yeah. Okay. So, as you guys move there, I'm going to take one of the enemy's turns. Yuffie.
Goody.
Can Isaac do an action real quick before you go to the enemies?
What did you want to do?
He runs over to Walks and looks at him. Scoops him up and makes sure he's alive.
Okay. Walks is going to shake his head like a cartoon character, and he looks up at you with kind of doughy eyes and says, "Told you so, Daddy."
Okay.
He
Walks,
says, "I tell you when he come back."
Okay. Are you hurt?
"No, Daddy. I very tough."
I choose to believe Walks is like a ball of fluff that it doesn't take damage, it just fluffs.
The bludgeoning damage just doesn't hurt him.
Can you
All right,
look at this map, please?
Okay, Walks, stay close. And then Isaac's gonna run off after the group.
I think it needs to tilt up.
Okay. There's like a little alert thing on it on the screen. What's it saying?
Little alert.
There's like a little thing.
Oh, it's a dumb thing. Thank you.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Tentacles.
So, Yuffie, as everyone rushes past you, and the others are waiting at the base of the stairs,
And short socks.
so like, there's sort of these
I'm short right now, I'm just flying.
there's sort of these dark shadows that are on the walls, and everything's sort of gone unreal with this weird neon color that's sort of fleshed out over the ilium. Like, as you walk by, like, the shadow is going to like come out and appear in the form of a hand, like a clawed, really elongated arm, and it's going to reach out and grab the back of your neck.
Wait, it comes in the shadows?
It does.
I thought they were blocked off!
It's not in the shadow realm. It's as thin as a shadow.
Okay. Goody.
So, allow me to introduce the Butcher of Aragoth.
Aww, that's almost meant to be.
Here's what is reached out of the wall.
I don't remember as much about him as I should.
That's a surprisingly good mini for him.
It is a good one. Remind me again what he's known for, other than butchering
Can you see that?
things.
Here, hang on, I got you.
Yeah, I remember his artwork.
Okay.
Butcher of Aragoth. Aberrant darkness creature, it travels through the shadow realm.
Hey, so
It can kill you with a touch. So don't let it touch you!
it is already touching me.
Oh dear!
It makes an advantage attack roll against you.
Okay.
Win!
Yep.
$17?
Nope.
All right. So out of the corner of your eye, you see this like just clawed human-like hand that's just totally it's kind of like a musty black reach out from the wall, and you sort of flip down the stairs.
You're like, nope.
And you sort of like scoot several times to a halt. And you look back as this like tailed, tentacled creature sort of whips out of the wall, and it's going to like. It has on this like arcing blindfold over its eyes, but you see like there's like a hole right here, and it looks like there's just like a void where its eye should be. And it pulls up like a hand scythe and just like rushes towards you. One more time.
Oh, goody. Yeah, she wouldn't have scooted. She would have like thrown herself down the stairs.
And now we have a cartwheeling Yuffie.
Yep.
23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. It's going to whip forward, and its tentacles almost form into like two leg-like joints and like jolt like a gymnast towards you, like a springboard almost. And as it does, it's going to snap onto your head, covering your eyes. Suddenly, Yuffie, you appear not in the prison at all, but rather in your home from Aragoth when you were a youth. You awaken from your bed. You see your parents sitting at the table across from you. They seem to be, it's like you're living a memory. And suddenly, from under your home kitchen table, you're going to see the Butcher of Aragoth appear. You are a child. You have all the abilities you had as a child. The Butcher has taken you back in time to a moment about 20 years ago. And it's going to try to kill you in the past to kill you in the present.
Can you try that with me? That'd be fantastic.
What? Holy shit!
That is its fate. The Butcher kills you with a touch by killing you as a child.
That's even darker than...
So this horrifying aberrant monster is now in your past. You have the stats of you as a kid, and you have all the capabilities that you had when you were 6.
So he's not just the Butcher of Arakoth, he's just a baby killer.
Yeah. So, Yuffie, you are fighting a mini-game version of this boss. You can use any ability you had at the time. But you have the knowledge of future Yuffie.
But none of the weapons.
No, you don't have Pearl yet, because Pearl is here.
Yep. Pearl is here, isn't she?
So you can do anything that you could do in this situation as if we were playing from you being a kid.
How far can he take you back?
Go ahead.
Oh, goody. Okay. Just to clarify, so kill by a touch. In other words, the touch itself is not lethal. It's he's going to try to kill me now. Right?
So you are locked in, like, between a second, warp back in time together through the touch, and now the scenario plays out in the past with no time passing whatsoever in the present, and that Butcher always wins.
Change that fact, Yuffie. Kick his butt. Go, baby Yuffie.
Yuffie is going to look around at the place she loved most, at the people she loved most. Is Pearl in the room?
Yes. I mean, there was only one room.
Are they reacting?
Yeah.
Okay.
As they would. Just terrified. They throw themselves away from it. Your dad is here. Like you can hear out on the streets just like strangely nostalgic noises.
Yuffie's pissed at the idea of her dying, but she is so angry she's cold at the thought of that thing turning on the people she loves. She's going to look at it and she's going to charge towards it with her hand out.
Okay.
It is covered with a glove because she wore them as a kid too. And
Okay.
she's going to scream, "Not them," and "Fuck you," and reach her hand in.
Okay, the Butcher has no idea what your fate is, so it thinks you're just running at it. It almost seems to laugh at you, like this is a futile effort. And as you come forward, you get an advantage attack roll with your child attack of +5.
That's hilarious.
A +5. Okay.
Crit, 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 crit.
Butcher has an AC of 13, so you need an 8 or above.
You can do it.
Come on. 8. Wow.
8 on. All right, so you're used
No, wait, 9. That's a 9, not a 6. Oh, thank
Okay.
God. Okay.
All right.
I thought it was a 6 and an 8. I was like, thank God.
I thought it was at first too. Like, wait, there's a line in the wrong spot.
So these hideous rotted teeth are going to open up and seem to laugh with a sort of uncannily humanness to them. It clearly is taking delight that you are seemingly helpless. But as you run forward and your hand just drives into the horror, it's going to sort of startle. And in that second, you are going to see everything that it is.
I bet it's not pretty.
You are going to see a...
What's the origin of the Butcher?
You are going to see a man who lived in Aragoth well before Jossia was alive. He was... So you're going to think he was a butcher, and he was like a...
Appropriate.
he seemed an upstanding citizen of Aragoth, but he had a very dark fate that slowly began to sort of corrupt his mind as he went on. And it kept making him get more and more taboo meat to butcher. Until eventually he was butchering unicorns and creatures that are very noble and good. Until one day he butchered a faceless man and he ate it. And it turned him into the Butcher of Aragoth.
Eat a faceless man? That's disgusting.
There may be a certain amount of empathy in a moment to understand what it is for one's fate to turn them into a monster. That's a fear she's always had about what she could do with her own fate.
You see that it has a sensitivity to sunlight. Sunlight harms it. Unfortunately, your hovel was always covered in curtains. And the slums weren't necessarily known for, they were kind of known for having like a vague smog all the time. But sunlight could help you in this situation. Additionally, it is very fast and very quiet and is able to manipulate the shadows a bit like Shadow can, but turn them into weapons.
She's going to attempt to steal its existence.
That sounds, let me see what his... Okay. It is a creature as incorporeal as a shadow. As such, its existence exists in its charisma. So, it has a +4 bonus. No bonus to saves. So, it's rolling against your DC 15. It's still 15 from even then. So, you don't have to roll. It has to roll.
Okay, I was going to say, do you have an inspiration?
Wait. It rolls. It rolls. It rolls at safe.
Do you have an inspiration? You can give him a negative or a...
I don't remember.
A negative the other
I don't
one.
have one right here, so I don't remember.
Do you have a hero point? You could make it fail.
Yeah, she's... If it doesn't, like if it succeeds,
Oh,
she's
okay.
gonna
Yeah,
use
yeah,
a
yeah.
hero
Okay,
point.
okay. All right. So it rolls. Needs a 11 to succeed. It rolls a 16. It will succeed.
She uses a hero point then. Yep.
All right.
This is important.
Okay. So, Yuffie, you reach into the creature and suddenly you're going to hear, "No, Yuffie!" And suddenly Pearl comes up behind you, grabs you around the shoulders, and helps you pull. Your hand pulls out with the might of you and your sister.
If you saw her face as it happened, this is the first time she's been embraced by her sister in so many years. She's crying.
As you pull back, suddenly you fall back into your current self. You tumble back up the stairs a second and have a black onyx gem in your hand.
Can she put it in something?
It wants its existence.
It can't if it doesn't exist.
So there's an instinctual... There's a level of instinct that's involved. If it hated itself, then it could. But it doesn't.
What happens if it breaks when it's in
It
this
would be
form?
freed.
Ah, okay. Pity.
So are you saying that...
You have 10 minutes.
Okay.
You know what? That's still good. 10 minutes is more time
And you
than
gotta
all
hold
rounds.
it.
Yep. She'll continue down the stairs with a new gem in her hand, looking a little
it do
worse for
anything?
wear.
Can it do anything?
Not when it's in gem form, only when it's put in something. I think. I mean, I didn't mean to answer for you.
No, you got it.
Pity.
That's correct.
Still cool though.
So basically nobody just saw what happened. So you just stand up and brush yourself off
Yep.
and continue.
Yep.
All right. Back down with Isaac and the group down there. Opt is like, he sort of threw out his bow and he goes, Isaac, what was that?
I think that was the Thunder Demon.
He goes, I knew it. He looks back and suddenly the others are coming down the stairs. Harper's going to...
Booking it down the stairs, by the way.
Faylene yells, we have to get to the basement, now!
Yuffie's a little delayed.
Okay. Isaac turns to, what's his name? The archer?
Opt.
Opt. He turns to Opt and says, look sharp. The speed they're going, I think we'll be taking up the rear.
Walks is going to look up at you and say, Dada, I can get to basement.
Go ask your mother. I don't think she wants you going off on your own.
If it weren't for the Thunder Demon, I'd let him.
Yep.
Okay. So, go ahead and flip this map over, Jamie, the one in front of you.
Okay. Ah, sorry.
Okay, just drop it. It'll fall.
All right. So, you guys are standing in here, in reality.
Is this the room with the dragon monks?
Yeah, I'm about to put them there.
Can you remind me, can Yuffie double fist intangibles?
One at a time.
See, she can't steal anything else while
Correct.
holding one. Can somebody else hold it for her?
No.
Damn.
If she puts it into an object, can she steal something new?
Yes, but in order to stick it in an object, the thing has to want it. Has to want to not have the thing back.
So are those actually right next to the doors now? Just checking.
Stop that.
What?
You guys are trying to steal their souls.
Well, she can at the moment anyway. I was just curious.
You're constantly stealing souls. All right.
Well, I
That's
mean,
all the
if you
places they
can't,
were.
you might want to move that while you're out there.
How long does it take after she drops something for it to read
Immediate.
instantaneous?
Yeah, basically instantaneous. All right. As soon as you guys,
Can you see the time on that?
it's 2:21.
1 hour, 15 minutes.
That's what
Okay.
I'm looking for.
All right. And with the characters descending, the news about Rasad Zim, the appearance of the Butcher and the Thunder Demon, we will go ahead and call the session there, Noble Heroes, for the time being. And we shall see what happens when next our heroes come. Sure, it shall be a deadly fight.
Okay.
Remember, do try this at home. Thanks so much.